So I've been screamed at since very early this morning, about 6 in the morning, by my mom. I went out there right now to clean, and while I was cleaning the back door and bringing the laundry in that was on the patio hanging, she started screaming at me to fold the laundry. Mind you, I'm still spraying and washing the door down. And she's screaming at me, and I'm like, please stop being aggressive. I'm still cleaning the door. And these are her laundry that I did from her laundry basket. She's like, fold your own effing laundry, get out of my house. And I'm like, I'm still cleaning the door, and this is actually your laundry I did a favor doing, but I was gonna fold it actually, but I'm not her maid. And she's screaming at me and screaming at me. And this morning she did the same thing. She made up lies to scream at me. She bought like 6 creamers for her coffee and put them in the freezer. I've never once in my life put anything in her garage freezer. And she bought a bunch extra on sale and put them in her freezer. She came in and started screaming at me that I shouldn't be freezing milk, and am I stupid, and I shouldn't be freezing cream. I'm like, you're telling yourself. You did that, and you know it. And you're just pretending you have a reason to correct and abuse and scream at me. Please stop. It's like 6 in the morning. And then she started screaming out. She was just making up stuff. She said my dogs peed on her patio. There was no wet drop on the patio. And I actually sprayed the patio down last night because with her repotting her plants, there was dirt everywhere. So I actually cleaned it myself last night. Yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, so I knew it didn't need cleaned and it doesn't smell. She just makes up these things and starts screaming. And she's screaming, get the hell out of my house, and you don't belong here. She's been telling you, I grew up here. She's been really psychopathic since I invited my grandma over and gave my grandma and aunt paintings I made. And she's been literally just attacking me. She had them attack my art. And which is odd because I was giving them paintings and talking about doing a beautiful painting for my grandma. My grandma actually told me of this painting, that she loved it. And this other one, she said it was her favorite. And my mom had her, she was just like saying how horrible it was. And so after they left, she had been screaming at me for days. She was defending pedophiles. Yelling at me, and just for days she didn't even want my grandma to come over. She's being extremely psychopathic. She didn't want to clean. I do all the cleaning anyways. She's just being very extreme abuser. She and her cult with Scott Helton, it's a child trafficking baby rape cult with Charles Bobo Parham, child pornography cult, that stole my daughters. And she's, I guess, being directed to collectively abuse me and try to push me out without my identity working. And I'm obviously really concerned about a changed identity from surviving violent crime that was court sealed and domestic violence. And she false reports it all the time, and my social security number is always frozen. I can't get my name changed paperwork anymore, even get an ID. And she's trying to act like she can scream at me and pretend that she's training dogs and horses and pets. She's calling us to her sister, my Aunt Chris, the mother of the CIA cousin I have, Andrew. She's just being a total psychopath, which she is actually diagnosed with. I mean, she needs to stop being covered by her family because she's being an extreme criminal and cover-up of really horrific child trafficking and child pornography and child rape. And she's acting like that's like her job, which is a real concern. Anyway, I moved everything out of the studio and back into this room. She's been just being, if I come out of the room, she's screaming. I mean, she's also being crazy. She left the burner on in the kitchen and almost burnt the house down after cooking. She's doing a lot of really crazy things and just pathologically lying and then screaming, just making up things and screaming constantly if she sees me. I mean, if she even sees me, down the hall or in another room or bathroom. The entire garage is full of trash. She won't cut the lock. and I think she has the key, and take the trash out for a month and a half. I couldn't even sleep. This garage smells so bad. It's like a hoarder's psychopathy of trash. It's so scary how she's behaving. She's being really sick, and I don't really know what to do. I'm worried about my daughter, Kayafina, and where she's at in her life safety. My mom had taken with her cult, really, and given to my ex-abuser, who never even signed the birth certificate, after beating me almost to death, 8.5 months pregnant, and stalking me for years to not pay child support. She partnered with him, his mother-in-law, Karen Marcus, who was a former county commissioner of Palm Beach, literally an Epstein excuser of canceling his cases years ago, 10 years retired, and her daughter's his wife. And there's been a lot of cries for help from my daughter and her daughter about sexual abuse in the house, pushed by Scott Helton of my daughter and her daughter. And my other daughter, Bella, my mom stole. And I'm not going to even get into that, but both were molested by my mom's third ex-husband, Charles Bobo Parham, best friend of Chris Wecker. And he had like a $60,000 settlement from his mother, Jeanette Bridgewater, paid my mom. And 12 years ago, or 2012, he's never owed her a penny, no children, a settlement already done of alimony, and he pays everything for her since 2012. And she's worked diligently taking my children nonstop, and discrediting me and false reporting me. And he did, he molested my daughters, both his toddlers and babies, really bad. And I just want to be safe from this. My life has been completely ruined by these people, and then they try to pretend they're Christians, and my mom's really trying to throw herself into politics off of my art career and off of basically being an apologist for pedophiles, and with her terrorist targeting cult with Scott Helton. It's a child trafficking cult. With Scott Helton and Allison Wu, this Gunn brother, James Gunn. It's a lot of information in this recording, but my mom's behavior of abuse needs to stop, and my daughters and I should have been witness protection. We do need saved together, Bella and Kayafina, and myself, Serafina. We need saved. We need protected and not in setups. This needs to stop. You don't just let people blatantly commit crime in setups and lie to authorities and act like then that's justifiable through defamation to build child trafficking cults like Scott Helton and John Helton have done in their proxy. You can't do this in America and act like you can violate people's constitutional rights. It's illegal.